So welcome to another league race. This one is ZRL, Zealous Racing League. It's ZAD's. See if I can actually not mumble. This is ZAD's Galaxy Tour. I believe it's round 3. Could be 4. Kind of lost track, but I think it's 3. We're at Paul Ricard. And yeah, I was actually feeling pretty good on this one. With all my practice, I had managed to smooth things out, and I was looking forward to this race, really thinking that I could comfortably finish in the top 10. But unfortunately, the frustration continues. It's really, if I'm being honest, it's really starting to boil over at this point where I'm at a loss, a complete and total loss. I don't know what to do. I don't know if anybody else who plays ACC is struggling like me. I'm sure there's some people out there, but yeah, ever since version 1.8, you know, I can accept the fact that my lap times are not what they were due to the update. What I'm having a hard time accepting is why I can't control the car. I just don't understand that. But yeah, anyways, I thought I'd throw together a little bit of a video to show how my last league race went, and my next league race in OOR is at the same track. So okay, hopefully I got this out of my system and the next race will be a little bit better. So yeah, with that, let's roll.
Go!
On your right. Still there. Clear right. On your right.
Now the chaos of these first few laps is always a little bit nerve-wracking, but I was feeling reasonably calm for this race, just because of how well I was doing in my practices.
Hold your line.
And we're talking like 5-6 hours of lapping on here with just smoothing things out. So yeah, again, quite confident. Now if I remember right, might be the next lap, maybe it is this one, I'm not 100% sure.
Okay Justin, decent start.
But there was a couple of little hairy incidents where I felt like I was getting a little bit squeezed a little bit. That's nothing against it, but here I am in a nice pocket. So at this point, race is already settled in, and I should be able to just lap. And the plan was, again, the pace wasn't bad around here. It was, the pace on its own was probably good enough to be fighting for a top 10, but if I could just race clean.
Sorry about that, Mr. 22.
I would be picking off guys that were making mistakes or getting into contact with each other in front. So, again, I keep saying quietly confident. Maybe it was cautiously optimistic is maybe a better term. Beautiful old Dutch logo on the one side with Gulf on the other.
Opening up. We'll see you on the other side, guys. Enjoy.
He'll go up the inside. Thank you. Yep.
Caution turn 1, caution turn 1. Car on the inside.
So I can remember thinking that lap 1 went pretty darn smooth, and I was happy with that. Well, that got a little hairy. I don't actually remember that happening.
Alright, Justin, the next car is Walker.
So we're heading back onto the long straight again with a nice little bubble behind me. Got the toe in front, so just no worries here. We're going to come into the next corner with no issues whatsoever. Decent couple of laps.
P11.
So that's 2 laps down. We're nice and clean, and this is how I expect the entire race should go. See, I'm sitting in 11th place, so I'm a couple spots up. And yeah, everything's going exactly as planned. And my thinking around this point hasn't changed. It's just don't push it. Don't push your luck. Keep it calm. And just let the laps happen.
The gap behind's increased to 1.4 seconds.
So another approach into the alright, let's keep her rolling. Fast right, without any kind of concerns. This left-hander coming up, by the way, I'm intentionally taking it narrower than I should. And in my practice, what I found was going wide, I could gain a lot of time, but I could also lose a lot of time if I didn't hit it right. And I was so inconsistent with it that I figured I would just give that up for the race. I would attempt it for 1 or 2 of my qualifying laps, which, if I remember right, I didn't even do. I just wanted them to lock down a decent lap first, and I kept improving on my laps, so I just kept abandoning it and thinking next lap, and then it never came. So I could have qualified a little bit higher if I had just hit that turn right, because I'm talking, I was giving up 3 to 4 tenths off of nailing it perfect. But here we go, we're in a little bit of a pickle here. If I remember right, I'm going to back out here, and I possibly back out a little bit too much. But hey, again, I'm not trying to force the issue here. I'm just trying to get to the end of a race without incident for the first time in this, well, either league. Again, just the frustration is really at an all-time high. I would add, too, that it's, I'm spinning. Okay, I'm spinning. But they're spins in which I don't really understand why I'm spinning.
Okay, Justin, don't let this guy
So it's hard to correct, because I do my best, Jim. Feel them coming on. Like I used to. I don't know if it's my wheel settings have changed, or if the old TC300 is starting to soften. It doesn't have the power it used to have, and it's not giving me the right feedback.
Hold your line.
Could be something like that. Could be the new update just doesn't
Clear right. On your right.
Combine well with these cheaper,
Hold your line. Clear right.
less refined wheels. Could be that. Who knows? Could be I'm just absolutely full of crap, and I'm
Pass
looking
prop.
to blame
You're
anything but
teleporting.
myself. When
Yes, yes,
I
yes.
know it's myself, but I don't feel like I got the resources to correct it right now. Anyway, I'll stop waffling on about that. Back off, buddy. So here we go. This is a nice little battle here. What if I could remember who was behind me? He yeah. Well, I guess there it is. I hit the wall there,
Yellow flag.
and apparently there is walls at Paul Ricard that can do damage to your car.
Okay, Justin.
And so there we go.
Minor aero damage. Stay out. It's not that bad. You're clear of the
From
incident.
battling
Green flag.
nicely for a top 10 to dead last in the GT3 class, just like that. Yeah, just caught a little bit of those sausage curbs, those police curbs, or whatever you would like to call them. Unsettled the car a little bit, and I'm assuming I didn't react good enough with the throttle pedal. It left too much throttle on and send it around. And in the 6 hours of practice that I did, that didn't happen to me once. And I have hit those curbs before, so...
The gap behind is now 11 seconds.
So another thing that I need to improve on is, as I went wide there, I was a bit confused as to whether or not I didn't have grip because I had overheated the tires in the previous spin. I don't know. Those colored strips off track are like grip tape, you know, anti-slip tape. It's just extremely grippy. It's meant to slow you down, and so it's like sandpaper on your tires. So they overheat. God damn it! A lot if you get on there, especially for sliding on there. In any case,
21st.
I thought it might have been just the tires needed to calm down a bit. So I went for another lap, and it becomes apparent to me very quickly that no, it's the damage on the car that's causing the understeer. And this is something I need to work on, is making a decision quickly. Like, I probably should have pit then and there, but I wanted to see if I could, how much time I was losing. And as it turns out, I was losing 2 to 3 seconds a lap. So by the time I'd actually decide to make the pit stop, I mean, I'd already done a lot of damage to myself by bleeding all that time. Fuck, I'm so frustrated. No, pitting in this, there was no mandatory pit stop in this race whatsoever, so nobody was going to pit. So pitting meant your race was over. It's just conceding defeat. But I should have done it earlier. I might have got another position or two back by the end. So yeah, I have to make a decision, and right or wrong, make the decision and make it quickly. But this kind of indecisive things I gotta eliminate. To be quite honest, I was debating not even showing this race because of how frustrated I was, but as my brother once told me, if you're going to show these races, you got to show them, well, you should show them good and bad. Unfortunately, in ACC, they've all been bad lately,
21.
it seems like. And at this point, I'm just hoping that comes to an end. But as you'll see, that's just one. Just one. So I went the rest of the race without incident, so to speak. an example, I still haven't pit. This is lap 3? I've lost count. Lap 3 or 4 since the incident, and I still haven't pit. Just stubborn. I remember actually thinking at this point that I'm going so slow. If I pit, I'm coming out into all kinds of traffic. Maybe I'll wait until I get far enough ahead of the GT4s that I can at least come out in front of them. And I'm also sitting here debating, do I change the tires or not? That adds 30 seconds to the pit stop, which I do end up doing because I thought, well, what the hell. If I'm stopping to get 17 seconds of damage repair, yeah, 17 seconds of damage I wouldn't have thought would have bled that much time away. But regardless, so 47 seconds I spent stationary in the pits to fix the damage and change the tires. And as you can imagine, that's a lot of time lost. But as you can see, I'm alone on track anyways.
Green flag, incident clear.
So here we go. I finally tapped out. Finally gave up and made the proper decision. Far too late, mind you. What a frickin' nightmare. Could have a really good shot here of a special message for Berg when I finally pull away. Hopefully the camera stays here. I'm gonna have to zoom that in, post edit, so that you can actually read the message. I will.
Watch your mirrors, there's a car approaching. Blue flag.
Post edit, in edit. So regardless, I come out behind, if I remember right, this is, if I can catch a look at his windshield, but I think it's 7th place. Could be 6th or something like that. 6th place it looks like. And I do a decent job of holding on to these guys until I need to let guys by again, because I'm being blue flagged. So yeah, I mean, I had the pace to be there. It's just extremely frustrating. I gotta say, in this series, this is the first multi-class series that I've ever tried, and I was expecting it to be quite difficult to get by in spots, or quite chaotic. This is Shim I'm coming up on, actually. I'm pretty sure.
Car left. Clear left.
And yeah, nice and easy. And I've been pleasantly surprised, to be honest. I know some of the guys in the GT4s have been complaining about getting dive bombed and stuff. I don't think I've been causing any,
this guy's racing us for position. Don't expect a blue
or
flag.
adding anything to those complaints. I think I've been pretty. My power just went out again, and again. Ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous. I don't know what's going on in my
Blue
building
flag.
lately.
Left side. Clear left.
But anyways, yeah, what I was saying, so long as you'll come up to GT4 sometimes in bad spots, which, you know, can be frustrating for the
Slow
GT3
car
drivers,
ahead.
but
This guy's on our lap.
there's
Won't
no
get a blue
point in
flag.
trying
He's
to
racing us for position.
force your way through. Oh,
Yellow
something
flag.
happened in the background there. There's no point in trying to
Caution
push
turn
the issue.
6. Caution turn 6.
You're just going to
Purple.
lose more time.
flag,
They're going
you're
to lose
clear.
more time. Just hang on. Catch them on a straight. Catch them on an exit. If you can get fully alongside them by the time you're in a braking zone, go for it just like a regular pass. And it's fine. They just stay a little bit wide and you're through. But yeah, to dive
Left
bomb these
side.
guys,
Clear
coming from behind them into a braking zone, there's just no reason to do that. It doesn't really benefit anybody. And it does add an element. You
Slow car
really
ahead.
get to see the
This guy's
speed
racing us
difference
for
between the
position. We won't
cars,
get a blue flag.
which is impressive to say the least.
The car ahead's pitting.
So this should be a good example. I should be able to get by this guy pretty cleanly.
Left side. Clear left.
It's another thing that I wish more guys would consider is I did not. Once I got by him, we were entering a braking zone shortly
flag.
after, and I could have went all the way to the left across his nose and brake. We would have been okay. But I find when you do that, when people do it to me, I can panic and I'm kind of am more focused on not rear-ending them all of a sudden. So I don't like doing that. I like to keep it nice and tight. Yes, it compromises my turn a little bit, but we're not going to get into an accident because of it, which is so much more important. Losing a few tenths is okay compared to getting body damage or even worse, wrecking somebody else's race. So another thing I do like about ACC is the
left.
ability to use your
Clear
signal
left.
lights. So I was letting them know, I'm staying on that side, go ahead, I'm lifting, go ahead and go by. I was getting blue flag there, so I got a big chunk of cars catching me
flag.
now that I'm just gonna have to get out of their way. I mean, that's just the way it goes. You know, I'm trying not to hold these guys
Slow
up
car
because
ahead.
I know
We're
that
on the
they're
same lap, so
they're
they'll
involved
get
in
no
a
blue
race.
flag.
I'm not at this point. So
Right side.
there'll be a
Clear
couple of
right.
points where I make a slight mistake in a corner, and instead of trying to hold it, I just completely bail, go way wide. Because it's pretty hard to find a wall to hit in Paul Ricard. I did it. I I somehow managed to
flag.
find one early in the race, but that is a tough thing to do. I should win some kind of a trophy for doing that. So there we go again, just pulling over and letting
Right
a
side.
few cars by.
Clear right.
21st. Blue flag.
I was lucky enough that a couple of guys did have to pit for what I'm assuming was damage. So here's one of those instances where I just bailed, let the guy go, make sure I come out
On your
behind
right.
him,
Clear right.
which I do. If memory serves me correct, I do something similar one more time in this race. Which again, you know, I see a lot of people in general when they're 30 seconds behind the next car they're chasing and the guy behind him is 30 seconds behind him. I don't know why they're so
Car left.
aggressive on
Clear
trying to
left.
pass or unlap themselves against you or whatever. It just doesn't make any sense whatsoever. It sucks. It's frustrating. I get that, but why would you affect another person's race? You know.
All right, Justin, you're halfway home. Got plenty of
And
fuel.
with that, I mean, there's really nothing else to show you. I'm just lapping around at this point. I don't even remember where I finished, other than to say, wasn't dead last. Might have been 20th by the end. Only because of passing people in the pit lane, or people retiring, or losing connection to the server. So yeah, pretty frustrating race. And hopefully I'll be able to post some of these in a better mood in the future. I do feel like it's coming. I do feel like progress was definitely made in the preparation for this race. So in the end, that was just a mistake by me. I was too focused on the guy behind me and went over those rumble strips and lost control of the car. It annoys me a little bit that I couldn't feel it happening. I don't know if that's due to the update or not, but I do think that I've made some progress. So fingers crossed that I'll be making videos and possibly doing some streams where the results will be a little bit better, and maybe, just maybe, I can have a little bit of a smile at the end of a race instead of cursing and swearing and wanting to destroy my equipment. With that said, I really do appreciate you guys watching. Hope you enjoyed it more than I did, and we'll catch you next time.
E20, there's the checkered flag.
Clear left.
Wow, what do you say after that one? Brutal, savage, wrecked, absolutely taken down